Today is July 29th, 2025. We're here in the state of Florida versus Sheila Agee, case 17-23CF3379. Present is the state attorney, assistant state attorney Trey Myers, and assistant state attorney Bridget Jensen. The defendant, Ms. Sheila Agee, and her attorney, David Ackerman. The witness is Mr. Carl Jordan. Sir, if you'll raise your right hand. You swear to tell us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
State your full name for the record, please.
Carl Lamon Jordan.
And is Carl with a C or a K?
A C.
And excuse me, would you spell your middle name?
Laymon.
And what is your date of birth?
11/13/78.
Where are you employed?
Home Depot.
How long have you been with Home Depot?
Just over 20 years at this point, probably 20.5 years.
What are your duties with Home Depot?
So I'm the district asset protection manager. I deal with everything from environmental stuff to theft, fraud, the inventories, those type of things.
What about video surveillance?
Video surveillance, yes.
Are you assigned to a specific location or region?
I'm assigned to a district. My district number is 133. I handle everything from Panama City to Mobile, Alabama.
Are you familiar with the Home Depot on Davis Highway and Brown Lane?
Yes.
How often do you actually work in that store?
I visit that store between 1 to 2 times a month.
And was that the same back in August of 2023?
Yes.
Back in 2023, you have a company that did your inventory?
Yes.
What was the name of that company?
WIS.
And can you give just a brief description of what WIS or WIS did for Home Depot?
Yeah, so it's an inventory accounting company. They come in, they basically count all the product in the building and give us an accurate count of what we're supposed to have from an inventory perspective.
Approximately how many WIS employees would be in Home Depot on any given day?
Depending on the size of the store and the amount of product that's in that building, the amount of sales and stuff, there's anywhere between 16, 22, 16, 24 associates. Sometimes maybe a little more, maybe a little less.
And what shift do they typically work?
They're a morning crew, so they normally start counting right around 5 o'clock, 5:15 in the morning.
Do they normally take a lunch at some point during their shift?
Yes.
Do you know if some of the employees with WIS carpool together?
Yeah, a lot of times what they'll do is they actually will travel in a van together as a group, especially when it's kind of out of town type work. I'm not super sure about personal cars, like if they carpool together in a personal vehicle, but I do know a lot of times they will travel as a group in a van or such.
Do you know this defendant seated over here to my left in the red?
I do.
And who is that?
Her name is Sheila.
And how do you know Sheila, this defendant?
Sheila worked for WIS as a supervisor.
Does the Home Depot store on Davis Highway have video surveillance?
Yes, it does.
And did it have video surveillance back in 2023?
Yes.
Can you explain for us how that video surveillance worked? In other words, does it record? Are you able to download it?
Yeah, so the video does record. It records 24 hours a day. It has a retention somewhere around the 5-6 month mark. All the video, you can take different clips, different angles of the video, compile it together. You can burn it to a CD, flash drive, thumb drive, and a hard drive.
I'm going to direct your attention to August 11th, 2023. Do you remember that day?
Yes.
And were you physically in the Home Depot on Davis Highway on August 11th, 2023?
Yes.
What was the first thing that made you realize something was amiss?
I was sitting in the train room and I heard a couple pops, like pop, but being in a retail environment like such as Home Depot, it's not uncommon to hear some noises. But then you could start hearing like yelling, like kind of like, I want to say almost like screams, coming from out on the floor. At that point, I got up from the break room, there was actually an associate that ran by, he came in, there were people that were running through, an associate came through, and he's like, there's a guy with a gun. And we sat there for a second, I was like, what? And then he's like, there's an active shooter. So I ended up grabbing the associates and the people that I could, took them to an exit there on the north side in the trainer. That particular door has a 15-second delay, so we're at the door trying to get out, but you can't. And then you turn around and there's all these customers that you don't know, like running towards you. The door ends up opening and we end up going out.
Was the scene itself, though, how would you describe it?
It was chaotic, absolutely chaos.
Did law enforcement arrive relatively quickly, or how long did you work it?
Yes, they did. Given the situation, they arrived what I felt was fairly quickly. I mean, sometimes in those situations, time moves a little bit differently in your head, but I do know that they were there quite quickly.
Okay. Once law enforcement arrives and things calm down, did an investigator or law enforcement officer request video surveillance?
Yes,
Were you able to download different angles of the store relevant to this incident?
yes,
Aisles 52 and 53, is that the lighting area?
in that particular story.
Okay. Are the actual aisles covered by video?
There are certain aisles covered, those are not covered.
Have you reviewed the downloaded video that you provided to law enforcement before your testimony today?
Yes,
If you'll take a look at State's Exhibit 87 and just see if you recognize it.
I do.
Are your initials on that exhibit?
They are.
And is that a fair and accurate compilation of the different angles of video surveillance from Home Depot on Davis Highway, August 11th, 2023?
It is.
At this time, I'm going to move State's 87 into evidence.
Let me take a quick look, please. Oh, that's, yeah. No objection.
Mr. Jordan, who is in that State's Exhibit 87, the video compilation, who is the female that the cameras are focused on or following?
Sheila.
And there's a tablet or some kind of gadget that she's holding as she goes to the store. What is that, if you know?
Those tablets are actually used by their team to count product, verify, things like that. We actually use them for verifications, but the sole purpose is for inventory accounting. It's just one of the pieces of equipment they use.
You also should have in front of you State's Exhibit 36. Do you recognize that?
36.
36?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And is that just a still shot from the video of a black male entering the store?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you should also have State's Exhibit 47.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is that a still shot from the video of a black female WIS employee?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And now you also should have State's 48 in front of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that also a still shot from the video?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recognize the individual in State's 48?
I do.
Who is it?
That is she.
Okay. So at this time, I would move States 36, 47, and 48 into evidence.
Good look. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
No objection.
Thank you. Those are all my questions.
You mentioned that there were no cameras on 52 and 53. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is there any way that Sheila would know where cameras were or weren't?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. I have no further.
No regret.
Judge, so for today's purposes, the state would move into states 36, 47, and 48. 47 was previously identified by Tiana Thomas as the deceased Brooklyn Sims, and also 87, which is the video surveillance.
Will be so admitted. There was no objection previously by council.
Correct. And permission to publish.
Granted.
For the record, this is states 36. This is states 47. This is states 48. And we will play the video in states 87.
2.2.
Yes, ma'am.
Members of the jury, you are about to view or have viewed a video recording. The court instructs you that the recording has been edited to eliminate irrelevant portions that would not add to your understanding of the case. The fact that the recording has been edited should not concern you in any way and must not impact the way you view and consider this evidence. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next witness, the state intends to call, is going to take a little bit longer, so we thought this would be a good time for an afternoon break. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yes, ma'am, I do. All right, Ms. Thomas, if you'll just have a seat, make sure you pull yourself up to the microphone, and if you would state your full name and spell your first and last name for the court reporter.
My name is Tiana Thomas, Tiyanna, last name Thomas.
Ms. Thomas, what is your date of birth?
09/11/02.
And where do you live, city and state?
Chickasaw, Alabama.
I'm going to direct your attention to Friday, August 11th, 2023. Do you remember that day?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you at work on August 11th, 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
What company did you work for at that time?
WIS.
What was the name of the store that you were at on August 11th?
Home Depot,
In what city?
Pensacola, Florida.
Toward the end of your shift, which area of the store were you working?
The Lighting Owl.
Were there any other of your coworkers on the lighting aisle with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember who?
Not exactly everybody, but I remember a few people.
Okay, who do you remember?
Cortland, Ashanti, me, Brooklyn.
While you were on the lighting aisle, did you see something or hear something that caught your attention?
When I looked up, I did see him standing by her. He tapped her and was talking to her. I didn't hear
Okay.
anything, though.
So let's talk about him and her. So
Right.
who's he?
Keith,
Okay, and what do you see Keith do?
tap her on the shoulder.
Who's her?
Brooklyn, sorry.
That's okay. At the time you saw who you've said is Keith tap Brooklyn on the shoulder, where were you physically located?
The same aisle as her, maybe like 4 or 5 bays down.
And when he tapped her, Brooklyn, on the shoulder, did you hear him say anything?
No, ma'am.
Did you hear her say anything?
No, ma'am.
After you saw him tap her on her shoulder, what did you see or hear next?
I actually looked back down because I just thought he was a customer, so I just looked down.
Okay, and then what's the next thing you saw or heard?
Then I heard gunshots.
How many gunshots did you hear?
I'm not exactly sure how many.
Okay. When you heard the gunshots, did you look up to see where Brooklyn and Keith were?
Yes, ma'am.
And were they facing each other or were they away from each other?
At first, they were facing each other until he shot. That's when she fell to the floor.
And what did you do at that point?
Start running the opposite direction.
Were there other people in the store running?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see where Keith went after the shots?
No, ma'am. I went the opposite direction.
Ms. Thomas, do you know this defendant seated over here, Sheila Agee?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know her?
She was a supervisor.
And was she working on the day that Brooklyn got shot?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see her periodically throughout the day? I'm not talking about Sheila.
Yes, ma'am.
How would you say she was acting?
A little strange, just a little bit.
And what do you mean by that, as opposed to how she would normally be?
Well, she usually was kind of uppity. She would usually direct us around, tell us where to go. But that day, she really wasn't trying to.
do you remember if you guys were almost done with your shift that day?
Yes, ma'am, we were.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
If they were almost done with their shift that day?
Yes.
How often did you see Brooklyn on August 11th prior to the shooting?
A good amount of times, actually.
Okay. And how was she acting on that day?
Like Brooklyn. She was always happy, always smiling.
Did she ever seem scared to you?
No, ma'am.
Did she seem concerned?
No, ma'am.
Did she seem nervous?
No, ma'am.
Do you know what kind of car Sheila Agee drove back then?
It was a big black truck, not exactly sure of the make and model.
Okay. And do you know if Miss Agee would transport some of the employees to work?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how many?
Her truck usually fits about 3 in the back, 2 in the middle row, and then her and another person in the front.
If you will, to the left of you, you should have a picture there. If you will just flip it over and take a look at that, that's State's Exhibit number 47.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize who's in that exhibit?
Brooklyn.
Thank you, ma'am. Those are all my questions.
Good morning.
And how long had you been working with that firm?
Can you repeat yourself, please?
How long had you been working?
Maybe about 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
If that.
You know Brooklyn?
Yes, sir.
Socially or just at work?
Just at work.
Okay. You know she was, had a child? She had a
Yes,
father
I
to
did.
a child?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Had you ever seen the father outside of work?
No, sir, not before that.
Ever seen him? You never saw him at work either?
No,
Okay.
sir.
And I guess you'd known Sheila for that same amount of time, 2, 3 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your relationship with Sheila?
She was just my supervisor.
Okay. And do you know her relationship with Brooklyn?
Not really, no, sir.
Okay. Okay. And I think you were testifying earlier, it seemed to you, let me see if I can phrase it, that maybe Sheila was a little preoccupied? Would that be a proper word?
Yes, sir, that's kind
Okay.
of, that fits.
Okay. You ever talk to her about, why she seemed preoccupied? You have any idea?
No, sir.
Okay. All righty. Thank you, young lady.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Is she free to go?
She is.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Thomas. You can step down.
State calls.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give us the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
If you will have a seat, Ms. Bishop, just make sure you speak into the microphone, and if you will state your name, spell your last name for our court reporter.
Brittany Bishop, Bishop,
And Ms. Bishop, where are you employed?
Escambia County Sheriff's Office.
What do you do for them?
I am a crime scene technician,
How long have you been with the sheriff's office now?
approximately 7 years.
And can you tell the jury what a crime scene technician does?
I respond to various crime scenes where I document, process, and collect items of evidence, and then I preserve them.
And in your time at the sheriff's office, how many homicide scenes would you say you've worked?
I have been the primary crime scene technician, and I have assisted in over 25 homicide scenes.
Were you working August the 11th, 2023?
Yes,
And did you respond to the Home Depot on Davis Highway?
yes,
What time did you get there?
at approximately 1400 hours or 2 p.m.
Was Miss Sims still on the scene at that time?
Yes,
And where was she?
and she was on aisle 52.
And did you go there?
I did,
And did you photograph the scene and the items you located?
yes.
I'm going to show you states 2 through 29. Just take a minute, look through those. Your Honor, may we approach?
You may. About the case, okay? Thank you.
Do I need to step up?
Okay, as I was discussing with counsel at the bench, Ms. Agee, it was obvious to the court, and I think the state, and certainly a number of the jurors, that you were overcome with emotion. It became a focal point of a number of the jurors, and I know, Mr. Ackerman, your assistant stepped out, got her a number of tissues, paper towels. You indicated at the bench it was likely because she saw some of the crime scene photos, but we need to keep in mind that it's not appropriate for either Ms. Agee or anybody else out in the gallery to be in a situation where they cannot compose themselves in a way that it's going to affect the jury's attention away from the evidence that's being presented. So Ms. Agee, if that happens again, I need you to let your attorney know so we can take a break and have the jurors step out. Do you need a few minutes, ma'am?
I'll apologize, sir.
Okay, we just want you to have a few minutes to take some deep breaths, okay? And we'll just take a couple minutes, and then if you're ready, we'll bring the jurors back in. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
The other thing I will mention, since we're here, I've watched the juror that was referenced earlier. He's taking notes. He appears to be attentive. I think when he looks down to make his notes, it kind of has the appearance that his eyes are closed, so that may have been, what was observed earlier, but he doesn't appear to me to be of any concern. Anything from state or defense on that juror?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
One more minute, I'm going to want to be right back.
Okay, yes, sir.
It's fine.
Thank you, Judge.
So if you could raise your right hand the best you can for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give us the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
If you'll have a seat, Mr. Agee. And if you will, just make sure you speak into the microphone. If you'll state your full name and spell your last name for the court reporter.
Keith Eric Agee, Agee.
May inquire.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You just stated your name. We know where you are.
Yes, sir.
You've been convicted of murder.
Yes, sir.
Do you know why you're here?
Yes, sir. You came and talked to me, Mr. Myers, Ms. Jensen, all of y'all came and talked to me. God, I'm here for my testimony.
Okay. Of course, you've known your mother all your life, correct?
Yes, sir.
You had a chance in your trial to view the context of the text between you and your mother on August the 11th.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've had a chance to think about things.
Of course, yes, sir.
In the context of those texts, and any time in your life, has your mother ever said anything to you, motivated you, enticed you, wanted you, manipulated you to, or anything else to take Brooklyn Sims' life?
No, sir. I fully believe with 100% that my mother loved Brooklyn, and she would never want that.
Sustained.
Okay. Okay. Would your mother ever do anything to hurt Brooklyn?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Did you ever think for 1 minute that your mother wanted you to hurt Brooklyn?
No, sir. Not in a million years.
Is there anything your mother could have done to convince you not to do what you wanted to do when it comes down to, well, just that?
No, sir. I have my own mind, and once I have something set on my mind, I'm kind of stuck to it. So the only thing that, the way that day played out was the only way that day could have played out. She could have not stopped me. No physical words, form, any type of way she could have prevented this. She did the best of her abilities. I feel that she did, as a mother, knowing me, tried to deter me and stop me.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Okay. The state may have some cross-exam, sir.
Mr. Agee, we've met several times, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were convicted of first-degree murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so you're a convicted felon now.
Yes, sir.
I prosecuted you as well as Ms. Jensen, correct?
Yes, sir.
That day of the homicide, when you came to Pensacola to kill Brooklyn, you didn't know where she was until your mother told you, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay.
No further.
You can step down, sir. Mr. Ackerman, your next witness?
That's a call, Thelma Rivers.
Okay, Thelma Rivers. Ma'am, before you sit down, if you'll raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, if you'll have a seat, Ms. Rivers, just make sure you speak up into the microphone so we can hear you, and if you will state your full name and spell your last name for the court reporter.
Thelma Izona Rivers, Rivers.
Good morning, Ms. Rivers.
Good morning.
How old are you, ma'am? What's your date of birth?
October 14th, 1946. I'll be 79 this October.
Okay. And where do you live?
Fairfield, Alabama,
Okay. How long you lived there, ma'am?
my whole life.
Okay. And the dwelling you live in now is where you've lived for how long?
I've been there about 38 years.
Okay. I guess generally, what is your relationship to Sheila's children? And let's start with first child.
Wallace,
Yeah.
I'm his grandmother.
Okay. See him every day, casually?
Just casually Wallace. He lives in Mobile.
Okay, and he's 35 years old?
Be
give or take?
35 in August.
Okay. And then your next child?
Jack Daniel,
Yes. And relationship to him?
he's my grandson.
Okay. Where does he live?
He lives behind me in a trailer,
Okay, same property?
same property.
Okay. And basically, just a brief history, did you raise him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did Sheila raise him?
She was in his life, his whole life, you know.
Okay. And when was he born? How old is he?
Jack is November the 22nd, 1992, so he'll be 33, right?
Okay.
33 is his birthday.
And
Next,
next will be Keith, but
Keith.
let's get back to him in a minute. We've got another child.
Keith Eric Agee and Kaya Cheyenne Agee, a girl.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 16,
Okay, that's Sheila's youngest,
that's her youngest.
and she lived with you.
She lived with me up until this happened, and her daddy come got her. He
Okay.
brought the law and come got her away from me. But she stayed with me 15 years.
Relationship with her and her mother?
It was good.
Okay. Relationship Jack and his mother?
Oh, great.
Relationship Keith and his mother?
Off and on. They loved each other, but they had their ups and downs now.
Okay. And as far as Keith, living arrangement, did he live with you?
Yes, sir, most of the time.
Okay. And where else would he be, especially in his later years?
In his earlier years,
Well, especially his earlier years, he lived with you.
yeah, until he got about 12 or 14, he moved in with his dad and stayed there about 2 years. But Sheila and his dad were separated, and he stayed there about 2 years. And then when he come back to live with me, he was a little bit out of control. And I would have to call Jack. Jack was in the service. That's his other brother. I'd have to call him sometimes and let him chastise him, you know.
Well, would you chastise him yourself?
Oh, yeah, I would. Yeah.
What would happen? How would that
Well,
go?
he might would leave and stay gone 3 or 4 days, and then he'd come back and tell me he was sorry. And everything be all right till something happened again,
He'd tell you he's sorry a lot of time?
a lot of times.
What kind of general personality did he have?
Keith was well-spoken, well-mannered kid, you know, but he was quick-tempered. And he'd get angry real easy. And when he got angry, he was hard to handle. That was him and his mom's a lot of problem. It was his anger. And he was just hard to handle when he'd get angry.
Would he threaten people?
Well, he would in a matter of ways, you know. He wasn't violent, but he's the type, if he got angry, I guess he could be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I don't know, he just had
Did you ever hear him threaten to kill people?
Oh, yeah, he'd say that all the time, and you didn't never know when he was serious or not. Him and his little old friends would talk about just put his lights out or something other, you know, I'm sorry. And I would hear him talking, but I hardly paid him any attention half the time. They was just young boys to me, you know.
He threatened to kick people's doors down, windows in, or whatever?
Well, he did all that, not only threatened, he done that.
Sure, but just make sure you speak up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
What was Sheila's relationship to Brooklyn?
Oh, like mother and daughter. Sheila took care of Brooklyn after she got pregnant. And then Sheila took care of Brooklyn and the baby after the baby come home. Because little Keith never did live with Brooklyn now. It wasn't like it, he stayed with her, he didn't. I kept the baby every weekend. Sheila would go get the baby and bring her to me, and I kept her every weekend until this happened. I had her the weekend before this happened that Friday. She had just went home that last Sunday. She ain't been back since. Well, her mother come, Brooklyn's mother come a time or two, after money, and after I gave her $1,200, and after I didn't give her no more money, she didn't come back. She promised to let me see the baby, but she didn't.
Sustained.
Slow
So,
down.
I'm sorry,
Ms.
ma'am.
Rivers,
Okay.
just take a deep breath. So wait until he finishes asking a question before you answer, so you're not talking over each other, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Sheila would pick up the baby every weekend, is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Be with the baby every weekend,
Yes, sir.
with you at the house?
At my house, yes, sir.
And at her house sometimes also?
Yes, sir, her house too.
Okay. So
Yeah.
basically, the schedule was just about every weekend, Sheila and you had Casey.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sheila's relationship with everybody else in that family was what?
I thought it was real good, you know.
That's good.
You know,
Yeah.
good.
Okay. You remember any of the things that Sheila did for Brooklyn?
Yes, sir.
Would you tell us?
Yes, sir. She gave Brooklyn money each week, and when she didn't, if she didn't have it, I would give it to her to give to her, so I know she gave it to her. She sent Brooklyn to school, and when Brooklyn got 18, she gave Brooklyn a job. She went and picked Brooklyn up every week and carried her to work, brought her home every
Let me
weekend.
stop you for a second. My understanding is that Brooklyn basically, her last job was working under Sheila.
Yes,
With this
sir.
company that does, okay. Before that, did Brooklyn have jobs?
She had a little job out there in Citronelle, because Sheila would pick her up at night and have to carry her sometimes and pick her up from a job. She didn't have no car.
Okay. And that was your daughter Sheila who was doing all that?
Yes, sir.
Do you ever hear Sheila say one negative, nasty word about Brooklyn?
No, sir.
I'm not,
Okay. Let me just have council approach first. Ms. Rivers, and just instruct the jury to disregard her response to that last question. You may continue, Mr. Ackerman.
did you ever see while you were involved, how often, again, and I know the jury's heard this, how often were you and Sheila and Brooklyn together?
I wasn't really never with them. Sheila and Brooklyn was together all the time, but I wasn't with them.
Okay. So mostly it's you and Sheila and Casey?
Right. On the weekend, Brooklyn didn't come up, just the baby.
Okay. And how did you find out about Brooklyn's death?
Sheila called and told me.
Sustained, you may.
have no further questions, John.
The state may have some questions, Ms. Rivers, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, good morning, Ms. Rivers.
Good morning.
I think we talked over Zoom the last time you and I talked. Do you remember that?
On the phone?
On the phone? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Just a couple of questions. In that, you told me you hadn't seen Brooklyn in maybe 3 years, except for the weekend before she was killed. Is that right?
Well, it would have been 2 weekends before she was killed now.
Okay, but 3 years before that?
Probably.
And you knew Keith had a gun, did you not?
Objection, Your Honor, it's beyond the scope.
Sustained.
You raised Keith from the time he was a baby, correct?
On and off.
Yes, ma'am. And you raised all her children?
On and off.
In fact, Jack still lives on your property, correct?
Yeah, she do too, though.
Just answer his question, ma'am.
Let me ask you this. Have you been watching court TV yesterday?
I don't know how to get that.
You haven't been watching the trial? Did Brooklyn ever stay at your house besides 2 weeks before?
If she did, I don't remember.
And you said Keith had a temper. Is that what you said, quick temper?
Quick temper, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And he would anger easy? Was that well known through the family?
She didn't get a chance to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Quick to anger?
Yeah, he was quick to anger. Mhm.
And you said he threatened people, but he wasn't violent.
He really wouldn't walk up to nobody and just threaten them, you know what I'm saying? He would just talk all the time. If you've got teenagers, you probably know what I'm talking about, how they just go on and on all the time. But you're a lot younger than me, so it don't probably approach you like it do me. Me, 79 years old, 16s, 17s, and 18s, I ain't got that much in common with, you know?
Defense counsel asked about breaking windows and kicking doors in, and you said he did all that?
Well, Miss Sims, Brooklyn's mother, he broke her window, her TV or something. He couldn't even go to Brooklyn's house. He had a restraining order to keep him from going there. He had a restraining order to keep him from going to his dad's and his stepmama's because he said he was going to kill them, so they said. And they put a restraining order in Mobile. You can check the records now for this if you want to. Retrial Records, Mobile Courthouse. It's on record there. And he threatened them, and his stepmama, which she's now, she put a restraining order on him. But I never thought he would really kill nobody. Now, I didn't think that.
Now, what about the shooting when he was 14?
I'm sorry.
The shooting when he was 14?
When he was a juvenile?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a juvenile. That's hidden records, ain't it?
Ma'am?
Why did you say that again? I'm sorry.
I said, ain't that a record and him a juvenile that's supposed to be brought out here?
Well, I'm just
I
asking,
don't see the relevance.
I don't see the relevance.
Ma'am, let me rule,
Okay.
okay? I'm going to overrule the objection.
yes, ma'am, about he had a firearm and there was a shooting, right?
Yes,
When he was a juvenile.
yes.
All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Any redirect, Mr. Ackerman?
You started to say that he was threatening, he bellicose, whatever the words are, threatened people, but that he wouldn't follow through.
Right.
And that you never dreamed in a million years.
No. I never thought he would hurt a fly in my mind. No.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right, ma'am, you can step down.
Thank you. I'm sorry for
Oh,
over-talking.
No, ma'am, you're fine. Mr. Ackerman, your next witness. State's present defendant is present with counsel. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict? Okay, and are you the foreperson?
Yes.
If you would hand the verdict form to our court deputy, I'm going to review it, make sure it's been filled out completely. Those believed to be in proper order, and I'll have Madam Clerk publish the verdict. Ms. Agee, please rise to accept the jury's verdict.
In the Circuit Court for Escambia County, Florida, State of Florida Plaintiff versus Sheila Agee Defendant, Clerk number 1723 CF 003379B, Division A. Verdict. We, the jury, find as follows as to the count charged in the indictment. Count 1. Guilty of principal to first-degree murder as charged. So say we all, this 6th day of August, 2025, Juror Carpenter, foreperson.
Would either party like the jury polled?
Yes, you
Okay. Madam Clerk's going to poll you. She's going to ask you a question. If you'll just respond to her question.
Juror Carpenter, is this your individual verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
Juror Quadrosi, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Edwards, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Potter, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Ram, is this your individual verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Juror Radat, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Pergarski, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Murray, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Dunlap, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Olson, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Juror Blake, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
And Juror Alden Coe, is this your individual verdict?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Ackerman, if you, Ms. Agee, would like to have a seat, I'm going to read the final instruction. This is the last instruction from our Supreme Court before we release you for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from the attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy as a juror. I do want to take this opportunity to thank you for your service on Monday, yesterday, and again today. You gave 3 days of your time to help us resolve this case, and we certainly appreciate the time and consideration you've given to this case and your willingness to serve. I am going to reintroduce the attorneys. We have Ms. Bridget Myers-Jensen. She's the Chief Assistant State Attorney here in the First Judicial Circuit, and Mr. Alvin Trey Myers, and he's the Deputy Chief Assistant State Attorney here in the First Judicial Circuit for the state of Florida, and Mr. David Ackerman, who's in private practice here in Pensacola. And I always like to reintroduce them in case you wish to reach out to them. They won't reach out to you, but if you'd like to, I know when I was trying cases, I did on a few occasions have jurors contact me, and it was helpful to understand, you know, what the discussions were in the jury room. But again, that's up to you. You're not required to do that in any way, and you can find their contact information online. And again, this will count as your jury service for the year. And we again appreciate your hard work and time and consideration this week. So on behalf of myself, the Assistant State Attorney, Defense Attorney, Defendant, we thank you. You are now free to go, and our court deputy will get you checked out. And have a nice rest of your week. Thank you.
Your Honor, based on the jury's verdict, we should proceed to sentencing today. Ms. Brooklyn's mother is here, and she would like to speak
Okay.
before the court enters sentencing. You want to come forward this way? Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if you'll raise your right hand for me.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, if you'll just state your name for me, ma'am.
Cornelia Sims,
Okay.
You have something to read for the judge?
I do.
Okay, please go ahead.
Webster's dictionary defines a mother as a woman who has given birth to a child, provided an egg for a child, or who has legally adopted a child. My definition of a mother is a selfish, loving human who often sacrifices many of her own wants and needs for those needs of her children. A mother makes sure that her children are equipped with knowledge, skills, and the abilities to make it as a competent human being. It has been 1 year, 11 months, and 25 days since my daughter, Brooklyn Taylor Dior Sims, was tragically taken from me. I miss my daughter. Casey lost her mama. Casey lost her daddy. Casey lost her other grandmother. When I say my granddaughter does not understand, and I don't know if she ever will, what happened on August the 11th, 2023. When I say this, I'll never be the same. Try to go on for Casey's sake, but I'll never be the same. I want to thank you, Trey, Ms. Bridget. Thank the jurors. That today, Justin for Brooklyn Taylor Sims has been served.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes.
How's Casey doing now?
She's thriving. She's getting big. At the time of the incident, Casey was 15 months. October, Casey will turn 4. She's just like Brooklyn. When I say identical, she looks like her from head to toe. She's her mom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor,
Anybody else that wanted to be heard?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. Based on the jury's verdict, though, there's only one lawful sentence, Your Honor, and that's adjudication of guilt, life in state prison without the possibility of parole. I believe the court costs are $518, and that's all the state has, Your Honor.
I believe her credit was 722 days.
Judge, may I, my client would like to say something.
Yes, sir. Just 1 second.
Your Honor, I would like to say that Ms. Sims is 100% correct. I failed as a mother. I failed as a friend. And I failed as a grandmother. And it was something Brooklyn didn't deserve. There's no way I can express my sorrow to you. And I'm sorry, I don't ask for forgiveness. I don't ask for forgiveness. And I don't ask for forgiveness when you need a PP. But I want to let you know you are a great mother. You are a great mother. You are a great grandmother. And you were a great friend. And I let you down. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart for letting you down. And I hope you strive. And I hope Casey strives And TT, I hope you and Ada strive, and I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. And thank you, Ms. Jensen, and thank you, Mr. Trey. And thank you, Mr. David. And I am so sorry to my family. I love y'all. And Your Honor, I apologize to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Agee. Mr. Ackerman, anything else from you, sir?
I'm sorry.
I said, was there anything else from you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Based on the jury's verdict finding you guilty as charged of principal to first-degree murder, I will adjudicate you guilty of that charge, sentence you to life in the Florida Department of Corrections without the possibility of parole. I believe she has credit for 722 days. Any objection to that amount of credit? And she'll be given that credit. I'll impose $518 in court cost. Madam Clerk, there's no other required costs, correct? All right, and this is the judgment and sentence of the court. You have 30 days to appeal. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you. And all financial obligations will be reduced to judgment lien. That's correct. I'll remain to observe Ms. Agee get fingerprinted, but otherwise, court is adjourned. Yeah, maybe go check and make sure. I'm fine. If y'all need to step back with me, you can.
See you tomorrow, Judge.
I'll see you in the morning.